The U.S. government is responding to reports of inhumane treatment of illegal children in detention centers by moving more than 300 of them from detainment facilities because of inadequate food, water, and sanitation. The children were reportedly moved from a facility in Clint, Texas, to a tent detention camp in El Paso. A toddler was transported to the Texas Medical Center with a possible broken bone and internal injuries after he was struck by a vehicle Monday in a learning center parking lot in Fulshear in Fort Bend County. Police said right before 6 p.m., a mother was buckling the injured child's 4-year-old sibling into her vehicle when the 2-year-old boy ran into the path of another vehicle whose driver had just picked up her own child. This is the latest in a string of car accidents involving children. SpaceX is celebrating a first-of-its-kind rocket launch billed as the company's toughest yet. A Falcon Heavy rocket was successfully launched overnight from the Kennedy Space Center for a Defense Department mission carrying about 24 satellites. Fun fact, the ashes of 152 humans are now in space, courtesy of capsules on that ship provided by Celestis Memorial Space Flights. Wouldn't that be cool to have your ashes flown into space? No?
If the aliens got them.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
I want to be in that veggie bag, that mushroom bag.
The mushroom suit.
Wasn't it a mushroom suit?
Yep, and then you just become one with the earth.
90210?
Viking funerals, guys.
Luke Perry.
Yeah, but you're not a Viking.
You don't know that.
But he becomes one if he has a Viking funeral. I think that's the
rule. If you
rule.
are buried as a Viking, you therefore are a Viking.
Pretty
Facts.
sure you're not a Viking.
Can't prove it.
The Chicago Police Department released more than 70 hours of footage in the Jussie Smollett case, and now we're getting to see what the cops saw when they responded to the call back in January. By the time the authorities got there, over 40 minutes after the alleged attack, the Empire star still had the noose around his neck, and I watched a little bit of the video, and he did make sure to ask if they were recording. Like, you've got this on video, right? And audio? So, I don't know. As we've told you, he claimed the attackers wearing the MAGA hats, doused him with bleach, and put the rope around his neck.
So the latest is Jussie Smollett will not return to Empire if they do renew the show.
Okay.
So I don't think he's welcome back. I mean, nobody wants to come out and say it on the set, like, okay, this guy definitely was lying, but they're like, maybe you shouldn't be on the show anymore.
Let's just not talk about it. Yeah.
What a mess.
And Ed Sheeran plays himself in the new movie Yesterday, but it turns out the singer wasn't director Danny Boyle's first choice for the film. The movie stars Himesh Patel as a singer who discovers the whole world doesn't know who the Beatles are, so he passes their songs off as his own. He becomes so big he gets booked to be Ed's opening act, only the filmmakers initially wanted Chris Martin from Coldplay to play the film's superstar. Yeah, that's gotta sting. That movie's out this weekend.
Have you seen the previews for this movie yet?
I have, yeah, it looks awesome.
It really does look good. I mean, what an amazing concept.
Yeah.
I swear to God, can at least just one person on this planet back me up on this? There was an after-school special where these kids, I don't know if they traveled back in time or they traveled into the future or something, but they recorded songs, the same premise. Nobody knew the Rolling Stones. And they did they recorded Rolling Stones songs and they became like these singing sensations. It was an after-school special.
Huh.
Same premise as with this Danny Boyle movie. Nobody's ever heard of the Beatles, and this kid is now touted as the greatest songwriter of all time, and he's just putting out Beatles songs.
Yeah, one of my favorite parts of the preview is when he's playing Hey Jude for his friends, and somebody makes a comment like, this could be the greatest song of all time, and the woman in the scene goes, I mean, it's not Coldplay, it's not Fix You.
All right, what you got, Alex?
At the Women's World Cup, Team USA beat Spain yesterday 2-1. Megan Rapinoe scored both U.S. goals on penalty kicks. They're going to play France in the quarterfinal round on Friday. In baseball, at the College World Series, Michigan beat Vanderbilt 7-4 last night in Game 1 of the finals. That's a best-of-3 format, so Michigan can wrap up the national title tonight with a win. That'll start at 6 o'clock. You can watch it on ESPN. The Astros are also in action tonight. They'll be back at home to open up a 3-game series with the Pirates. First pitch is at 7:10. You can hear that on our sister station, Sports Talk 790. And James Harden got robbed last night. Giannis Antetokounmpo won NBA MVP. He had a good season, but James Harden had a much better season. And I might be biased because I'm in Houston, but I feel like still just looking at stats. I'm a stats guy, and you would award it to James Harden based on the stats. But again, I didn't get a vote in it.
The guy must have had better than a pretty good season.
He had a really good season, but
Okay.
James Harden had like an otherworldly season. So James Harden definitely should have got it, if you're asking me.
Do they not want to give it to somebody 2 years in a row?
I think only like 2 people have ever won it 2 years in a row, and I think Moses Malone won one of those in Houston.
Right.
And then I think the next year he won in Philadelphia.
People are emailing. They're strong about it. They're like, he got robbed.
He did.
Okay.
He did get robbed. You can go look at his stats and everything and see how he got robbed on our sports blog today.